Hello everyone, welcome back to Japan Import Tackle. Today we have another video for you guys. This will be a cold water / springtime Imakatsu video. So Imakatsu has been one of our favorite crankbaits now that we carry, and I just want to showcase some of the baits that we personally are using. Let's start it off with the little bats. The little bats coming in at 40 millimeters, 5 grams, and the dive depth is 2 feet. Color shown here is Andromeda, which when I looked it up means something with galaxy. The little bats is essentially just a shallow diving crankbait. It has this beautiful rudder in the back that keeps it running true at faster speeds. We have the decoy power grip on here, but it does not come with a snap on it. This is one of our buddies, Rick Bartz. Sorry for giving out your secret, but Rick Bartz really likes this bait during the cold water transition. Last time I spoke to him, he said that he likes this as soon as the ice melts. This is probably one of his favorite baits to go with, and it's just been a solid bait for us here at Japan Import Tackle. It's really hard to get by, and we'll continue to try to get more. And this has been a tried and true little crankbait for us. BFS is recommended with this, obviously a spinning setup as well, 6 pound 8 pound fluoro. But yeah, just a killer bait for us in the winter time once the ice starts to melt and the water is still cold. That's the Imakatsu little bats. Now, one of the newer baits that we got here at the shop is the Imakatsu Baby Kira Wake. This bait is 70 millimeters long, or with this back soft plastic tail, comes in weighing 3.9 grams. It's a floating bait and it's considered a wake bait. It features this blade on the bottom that's on a swivel, a single treble hook in the middle, and an assist dual hook on the back that is also removable. I tend to keep it on because it has helped with the hookup ratio. The color shown here is the Ghost Tsunahami Ayu. As you can see, the paint job on these things is just absolutely phenomenal. Even though we haven't used this in cold water, we got these in during the fall last year, but these were great baits. It's more of a really shallow diving crankbait more than a wake bait. I seems to really like to dive down maybe 6 inches, 8 inches under the water, and it really likes to suspend there. In the box, they give you a spare tail as well. This one, we recommend spinning setup unless you have an ultralight BFS setup. Because of the shape that it is, it tends to be really hard to cast. So either a spinning setup or a really dialed in ultralight or light BFS setup would work fine with this. But this is the Baby Kira Wake by Imakatsu. Now moving up in size, and I guess you want to call it favoritism, this has been my killer bait. This is the Gekiasa Shad. They came out with the flat side last year. We'll try to get a tabletop on that one, but if you check the link up here, we'll leave a little link to a video that Muninori and Mr. Rick did. But this bait is just a killer. For me, it's been pretty much all year long that I throw this bait, but in the cold water, it's when it really shines. It has a real subtle action. This is more of a shallow running level crank bait, shad style, obviously. It does feature a weight transfer system. Let's see if I can get it on audio. Snaps back, then when you move it forward, you hear that click in, and what that does, it really helps with the casting of this bait. And the color shown here, I know everyone's asking because this thing is just absolutely phenomenal. It's the Kasumi Gaura Gill, and that's part of their 3D printed colors. Let me run over the specs with you. This is 58 millimeters, comes in weighing 7 grams or a quarter ounce. Dive depth is 50 centimeters or 20 inches, which is about 2 feet, and it's a slow float. Different ways that we've used this is sweeping motion. So you crank it down, pause it, let it kind of sit there and kind of slowly suspend, crank it again, starts moving, slowly let it go, and then, or when they're fired up, we just cast and retrieve. And this bait has a really nice level action and a real good shimmy. This bait has been killer for us, but a lot of people in our group really like to use this for cold water. And again, this thing's just an amazing bait. Imakatsu makes just amazing baits, and their colors are just absolutely awesome. This is probably one of my favorite baits. And again, we put the power grip decoy snap on there, which has been my favorite snap so far. Very strong, very small, and it doesn't affect the weight of the bait, so it doesn't let it suspend, or it doesn't mess it up from suspending or anything like that. Once again, that's the Imakatsu Gekiasa Shad. Now, one of the more intricate baits that I have have. And I have this one still in the box because they give you a lot of different options for this, and that is the Imakatsu Gilroyd Mini. The Mini comes in at 90 millimeters with the boot tail or 80 millimeters with the flat tail. Weight is 16 grams with the boot tail or 14 grams with the flat tail. And again, this is a slow floating bait. Let me take it out of the package. So in the package, you'll see they give you the flat tail and they give you 2 lip options. This so you don't have to have a lip, so you cover that up. Or if you want the flat lip, you go ahead and insert that one. The way I have it configured right now is with the wind lip. Not sure if it's wind lip or wind lip, and the boot tail, which reminds me of like a vortex tail. And with this lip, you have a really shallow diving bait. The color shown here is the strong chartreuse, which if you look at it in the photos, you're gonna say, wow, that looks super white and bright. But as you can see it here, real natural, especially if you're looking at it from the bottom or the side. The chartreuse is only on top, which you will mostly see it yourself. And obviously the chartreuse tail, which helps us with a lot of our bluegills out here, have that little chartreuse in the tail. So it's a really, really good color, even though it looks a little bright on our website. It comes with some nice trebles straight from the box. It has an extra little eyelet here for if you want to add a little grenade weight to weigh it down a little bit more. But we've seen that with the lips in, it gives you enough dive depth. So you don't really need to add that much weight to it. But this bait is killer. Caught a lot of fish with this when the water is cold, also during the summer. But it's a very unique bait that you don't see too many people throwing. And with all the configurations that you could put on it with the different tail and the different lips, it really lets you customize it to your waters. Again, these comes in beautiful colors. These come in the gill colors. These come in more natural colors for you. If you want to swap the tail out, you just have to pop out the 2 wooden pieces there, reinsert the tail and push these back in, and you're ready to go. Again, that's the Gilroyd Mini by Imakatsu. So once again, here are options for you from Imakatsu, which is one of our favorite brands. They're very creative and come out with a lot of cool stuff every year, and their colors and the actions on these baits are amazing. Please give these a try, especially right now during the spring transition. Once the spawn and pre-spawn come around, these are just going to be absolute killers. So don't sleep on these Imakatsu cold water baits. Thanks for watching.